Hopefully it works this time. It did work last time, so fingers crossed. It does work this time.
I could see people at one time. They really do Armstrong out.
Guess what? I do have something for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, my boy, come on. You're great. He's doing this now.
See me while Crosby is up, but it's still going.
He wants me to report back.
I don't know if he has these.
He's.
We're doing
I said, listen.
one summer camp.
So I give it to that.
Then when you figure it out, tell us.
He's
That
starting
way,
to-
plus if
Case
you
was
want to,
starting
we're gonna limit
And
it.
I says, I'll tell you what.
Go.
No, he's on.
Yeah, and I
Listen, I'm
said, so
Side
you
or the
can
chair
get up like
beside
that.
Cindy.
Oh, you can.
These are all discussion.
We're gonna have.
But his muscles pop up.
Next one will be Finland, and after that's Texas.
I
And then I'm done.
process whether it was a potential boyfriend and then.
Oh, right.
That's high school.
That's what I'd have
I'm
to
like,
do too.
you're just,
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, Grant's little, I'm like, but
Yeah,
you're.
but you're just, yeah, exactly.
It's a big-
I don't even have a picture of Jacob. 6 o'clock, we're talking kids. We're done.
I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6 PM. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and if you could remain standing after we are finished for a moment of silence to honor Memorial Day, since this is our last meeting before that holiday. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. We will have a roll call for attendance. Ray Kerr.
Here.
Maggie Smith.
Here.
Kevin Bertocchi.
Here.
Susan Clark.
Here.
Scott Podolsky is here. Carrie Fox.
Here.
Luann Homa.
Here.
And Mayor Bob Lang. Here. Junior councilperson Gavin Kilgore. Here. Borough Solicitor Eric D.
Here.
Borough Manager Dwight Bottler.
Here.
Municipal Management Fellow Shane Brown.
It's a lot.
Code Enforcement Officer Anthony Bruni. Here. And last but not least, Lieutenant Mark Legowski.
Here.
We have no presentations on the agenda this evening, which takes us to our first citizens comment section of the evening. Anybody that is new or needs a reminder, we do offer it 2 times. First one is right now for anything that is written on the agenda this evening. If you need an agenda, they are on the table where you came in and signed in. You flip all the way to the end. Our second one is the very last thing before we ask for a motion to adjourn. That one is open to anything on your mind. But this first one, again, is anything that is written on the agenda this evening. We ask that you please stand, state your name and address for public record. Reminder, there is a 3-minute time limit. We will start here and just kind of snake around the room. Anything on the agenda this evening?
No.
That's my kind of citizens comment. All right. Beautiful. We did have one exception to the open meeting law. We actually had an executive session earlier this evening at 5 PM to talk about a personnel contract. The meeting minutes from 4/14/2026 have been posted. Can I have a motion to approve the April 14th, 2026 regular meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Ray on the first, Carrie on the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are unanimously 7-0. Communications, we have one communication into the borough since our last meeting. I am not going to read all of that because we will be here till 8 o'clock.
It was very well written.
It is.
Shane, you want to summarize it for us?
Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
30 seconds for each
I can go
bullet.
through, so I just want to thank everyone again for this opportunity. This was kind of my final memo for this fellowship. It just broke down essentially what I've learned. Then it went into things the borough, suggestions I made, what the borough's doing well, things it could potentially work on, and just, that's pretty much it. It's pretty lengthy, but.
So the point two, I'm gonna put you on the spot. What I learned about trim specifically, I'm interested in now. What did you learn about?
Oh, I like this.
Notes.
He's a team.
What did you learn about? Yeah, this is my teacher.
That's
What
right.
did you learn about Turin specifically that you really didn't, weren't maybe aware of, or?
So a lot through the municipality, because some of you might be aware, I grew up here on 6th Avenue. So I've been in the area for almost 30 years now, but the workings of it, how it offers multiple utilities like water, electric, makes it unique. The day-to-day operations are not what the outside public sees, you know, so just hang out at my mom's bar, you hear a lot of false information about utilities, and you get in here, see the workings, and it's just a lot different, so. A lot of learning there, processes, the people. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, that's good. Oh, perfect.
You gonna grade them, Scott?
We get a grade? Yeah, you gonna give him a grade?
Wait, go down to 3? Wait, go to 3? What was 3?
What we got into?
I like, yeah, we would like to have the answer to 3, since this guy is the author of the fellowship program. Valuable?
Very, very much. So I've applied to a lot of jobs. You don't learn this. I just got my master's degree. There's none of this information of the day-to-day workings. And without that experience going into these interviews, you're going in blind. You know, like, have you done union contracts? Do you know how budgeting works? None of that's taught. So being able to come in here and learn that, it's huge, very valuable to anyone that goes through the program.
And most importantly, did you get a job
I did.
working for government?
Which is the overall goal of the program, right?
Right, so I have a little thing later that I'll talk about all of that, but.
No, thank you, Shane, for coming down and.
And he had a really good teacher too, so.
And he was
Great
born
teacher.
in my hometown.
That's right.
North Carolina.
Oh, really? Wow.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and we wish you luck, for sure.
Stay in touch.
Definitely.
You don't get to leave until I say my piece.
Whoa, stick around.
I have a father-in-law in town, so.
He's not in charge of you anymore, so you can.
I am until the end of this meeting.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, I got the monthly report from both boroughs. Going last month, we had a total of 339 calls. We had 29 arrests, 34 citations issued, and 2 warrants issued. To break that down, we had 229 incidents in Trentham, 110 in Breckenridge, which give us the 339. We had 25 arrests in Trentham, 4 in Breckenridge, that give us the 29 total. There was 24 citations issued in Trentham, 10 in Breckenridge for the 34 amount, and 2 warrants issued in Trentham for the 2. That's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you. I got nothing.
Oh,
That's more dangerous when I.
It is, because then you just stay.
I have 2 very short, brief things, because I promised Louis and I would be short. Number 1, my next Allegheny League of Municipalities meeting has been scheduled for June 11th. So I will be attending that, and we'll report back at our July meeting. And then second, even though my son didn't go to prom, it is always really cool to see the entire school district. I think every single kid gets their picture taken down at our park in our gazebo for prom. When I drove through here Friday, like there was 8,000
They
people.
were lined up.
So huge shout out to our, Brad's not here anymore, but to our public work guys, everybody in the borough that has anything to do with the way that park looks. I mean, the kids are down there, they're getting pictures by the tank, they're in the gazebo. I mean, it's a cool thing to see. Your granddaughter was down there, I think. Did she get pictures down there? I saw her pictures on Facebook.
He didn't go down there because it was gonna be too busy.
Gotcha. But, well, there's a bazillion, I mean, it is just a cool, you know, little old Tarentum's Park down there is all over Facebook, and it's a cool thing to see. So shout out to the public work guys and everybody that has anything to do with making it look awesome. So that's all I got. Less than a minute. Mr. Solicitor.
Hi. Since we were last here, I was asked to provide a legal opinion regarding what to do if someone doesn't comply with an order of repair. Thankfully, it did not get to that stage. But what I did uncover when I was looking at that issue is that we don't have anything specifically in our ordinance for a procedure for repair orders. So that's something Dwight and I are going to be working on to kind of clean that up, just to make sure, everybody knows what to do when one of those orders is issued, from our standpoint and from the public standpoint as well. With that, I pass. Thank you.
And that's actually on the agenda this evening, so perfect. Thank you, sir. Goose, you have anything else to add from the police department?
Nope, nothing to add.
Anthony, code officer report.
A couple items. I inspected 3 new businesses coming into town, and just wanted to let the council and the public know. Clark's Ice Cream Shop is going to be opening. I think they're having a ribbon cutting on the 21st of May at 3 p.m. They're getting ready to just reopen as an ice cream shop. They're as you know, they were given the facade grant. They were given that grant, and they've been really upgrading their building. Another one, there's a business called Vibrations. It's on East 6th Avenue. It's a retail, and I think they do meditation and crystals and
Reiki, they do Reiki too.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, you would know.
I don't know what it
Okay.
is, but I know they do it.
I think they're gonna be having their grand opening in the next week or so. The car wash is gonna be reopening as a car wash. He's hoping to open by Memorial Day, but he's got some work to do to get that upgraded, so Trenton will be able to have a car wash again.
A functioning one?
Not a new business, but if anyone's noticed, West 6th Avenue, XYZ Custom, it's the old Bronze Works building. They painted the entire building, put a lot of work into it, have a new sign. So it would be worth just taking a drive by to see what they've done. They've really improved that corridor there.
They're to Wood Street.
I went to a meeting at the county a couple of weeks ago at the Redevelopment Authority, and we were discussing the vacant property program. They had asked me to come and share what Trentum's experience has been, and they took my input. We've actually submitted several applications, and they're going to actually streamline the process to the point that they're going to make a website with a spreadsheet available that any applicants can go on. They can check the status of their application. So they're getting that up and running. So that will be available. I think that'll be helpful to kind of cut down a lot of the questions and the wait time as far as getting information. And finally, the demolitions on Porter Street, as well as Pearl. Gillette was awarded the contract, and I think we're just waiting for them to submit their contract materials. So waiting for a start date for them.
Should be soon.
That's all.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Moving along to the engineer report, the April report, excuse me, is linked online. And there
Your
reminder
packet,
there.
Cindy.
Pardon me?
That engineer's report is in your packet.
I'll read it when I go home.
Oh, no, we sure you read it now and give us a report.
And there's a reminder about now that we are in grass cutting season about dumping stuff in the streets and storm sewers. Mr. Manager.
Okay, thank you. I did want to take a few moments to recognize Mr. Brown there in the back. This is his final council meeting as the Municipal Management Fellow with Tarentum. Shane, I'd like to thank you for your time, your hard work, your professionalism throughout the fellowship. You stepped into local government during a time when this profession truly needs dedicated people willing to serve, learn, and to lead. Over the last several months, you've worked on everything from GIS and demolition projects to operations meetings, residents' concerns, and day-to-day realities of making our municipal government work. I also wanted to thank council for supporting this fellowship and believing in the importance of developing the next generation of local government leaders. We cannot keep talking about municipal leadership shortage without creating real opportunities for people to enter the profession like Shane. I also want to take a moment to thank Stanford's Hoover Institution for supporting this initiative and innovative leadership in public service. And finally, Shane, as you begin your career, remember this: local government is not always easy work, but it is meaningful work. Stay calm under pressure, build systems instead of depending on personalities, treat people with respect, and keep learning. Your reputation in this profession will be built through consistency, integrity, and showing up every day ready to serve your community. We are proud of what you've accomplished here, and we wish you nothing but success moving forward into local government.
Thank you, Chairman.
He's on speed dial.
Thank you all very much.
You're welcome. Congratulations again.
You can leave if you want to now.
Bye, Shane.
Shane, come on up here real quick.
Oh, he's gonna give you a hug.
Before you walk out the door. Stand next to Dwight with Trendenborough behind you.
Wait, let's spread this out here. Scoot your chair.
Where do you want me?
Got it?
Yep.
Good?
All right. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
Thanks, so I appreciate it.
Question, Dwight, are we gonna continue this?
Take care, Shane.
Take care.
Good luck.
I'm hoping to, yes. So my fellowship with Stanford continues through November. So I have, the next phase is collecting the data and the input. So I had Shane, he filled out some information when he came here versus when he, on his way out. Once I collect the rest of the data from there, there's a survey that's gonna go out to multiple communities and leaders and elected officials in the county. From there, then what we'll do is we'll finalize the curriculum with Local Government Academy. And then hopefully not just here, but throughout multiple municipalities in the region. So for those of you who don't know, so the project is focused on roughly about 40% of all local governments in the United States are considered small governments. So that's under 25,000 people. Within the next 5 years, there is what's being called the silver tsunami, that 40% of all of the senior administrators in those governments are leaving. Managers, assistant managers, engineers, public works directors, everything else. There's not enough people to fill the jobs. So part of what I'm working on with Stanford and the Local Government Academy is creating this short-term training program that hopefully will help fill the gap. The theory that we are operating under is that you do not need a PhD to run a town of 1,000 people. You need a solid background, some empathy, some understanding of local government policies, and a network to call when something unique happens. As Shane mentioned earlier, so much of this job is not taught in graduate school. It's on-the-job training, right? And the number of people that we need to fill these jobs is not going to come from the traditional pathway. So we're hoping to grab mid-career professionals like Shane, who have a master's degree already or a bachelor's, other government experience, or people transitioning out of the military with senior military roles and regulations to fill these jobs. So that is the thesis, and we'll see how it goes. But so far, I feel good because my micropilot, we got him a job, so, progress.
Where did he get a job?
Progress.
Where's his job?
Westmoreland County. So he's gonna go work for Human Services as like a senior planner for the Human Services Division.
Great.
And I would expect that probably in a couple of years, we'll see him somewhere around as a municipal manager. Other updates, our BSNA update. So that is the new utility billing software we're going to. As I sent out to council earlier, and so the public knows, there have been several pieces of communication that went out. More will continue to go out. I did hear from people out in town that the postcards are starting to arrive, which is great. I did want to make it clear, and I put out on the stuff today, cash and check and the drop off in the mail slot will continue to be as they are. So there's no changes there. There's no charge for, cash and check. Really, the portion that's changing is the online portal where you go in and you pay your bill. So it will look a little bit different. The account numbers will stay the same for residents and businesses to make it, the transition as easy as possible. So you'll log onto the website like you always do. You'll click the pay bills. It'll be literally the same place for, let me pull it up here real quick. So pay bills here. So this right now takes you to a link, right? When you click on it, goes to a portal here. This will be that same link. Will stay here and it will just take you to a new page. So you'll log in with your current account number because we're porting that over. And then you'll just make sure that everything is correct and you can enter your payment like normal. So that's ACH, credit card. If you want to set up auto pay, you can do that. There will be a few new payment options. So phone payment option we currently have, that will continue. Text to pay, we will now allow for Apple Pay and Google Pay as well. More and more people are starting to utilize that. And it'll have some additional features for residents, and it will be a lot easier for staff to utilize, which means when we start getting more pointed questions about explain this on my bill, it's easier for us to print out and explain things to residents, right? Which is helpful for everybody. So that is coming shortly. The go live will be June 1st. We'll continue to send out more communication for that. We're gonna run it in parallel with our old system to make sure that things are working correctly. So essentially, we're gonna run bills and payroll in the old system and the new system, and if they match up, things are great. If there's a mismatch somewhere, then we will work with the BS&A team to figure out where that is. So we are putting a lot more emphasis on the behind-the-scenes coordination and the transition than when we implemented this last system during the pandemic, which, hopefully this one goes better.
Are the costs for the payments gonna be listed?
They're gonna be a flat percentage. So they're, depending on what you're doing now, it's a dollar amount, but everything will be a flat percentage. So we heard from some residents, when your bill was like $15 and you're paying $5, that's not really fair. And we have other folks that, some of the businesses that are paying, $25,000 and they're paying $5. So it's gonna be, I think it's somewhere around 2%, but I'll have to double check on that. If you don't wanna pay that for the convenience, you don't have to. You can pay check, cash, direct ACH as well. So there is still like an online option without going through the credit card. So it's the credit card companies really that they charge how they make their money, but they charge the municipality for the convenience of using that. And the borough, for the last couple of years, when we set that flat fee, we, the borough, are eating the cost for the residents, and it's not cheap. I mean, I'm talking like $100 and some odd $1,000. And so this will even it out. So if you want to pay the convenience, you can do that. If you don't want to pay that, then there's no penalty either, and you can come in, cash and check and drop it off in the slot, however it is that you want to pay. I know personally, obviously I can't speak for everybody else, but when I pay my bills in Bellevue, I pay the percentage because I have so much going on that I can't make it down to drop off a check and a cash at the Westview Water Authority. So, I make that choice.
Is there a payment or a fee for auto draw out of your checking account?
I will have to double check. I don't think there's a separate fee, but if you set up your auto pay with credit card, then that credit card fee would apply. For a direct debit for ACH, I will double check and get that answer for you.
I was just curious.
And then for Google and Apple Pay, there's also a fee for that. I also believe that is the same as the credit card, but we will have all of that listed before it goes live. That way residents know that if you choose to do one of these, then this is what it's gonna be, and here's your alternatives for payments. So we started to put up a little stuff and including an FAQ, like here's all the ways that we'll take payments. And then I will get listed on these things, the percentages, but they're gonna be the same for almost all of them, for anything that has a transaction fee.
Those fees can be really, I worked for a company and we were doing credit card payments, and we stopped because the fees were so high for us as a smaller
They're getting worse.
place.
There's a lot of the small businesses around here that give you a
They don't,
cash
yeah.
discount.
Yeah,
It's cash
you-
price in it.
we did away with it because it was costing us too much versus, what we were actually,
When I first started here, about 4 years ago now, we were paying like $25,000-$30,000 in credit card fees that the borough was eating. Now it's upwards of $100,000
Oh, yeah.
in 4
It's-
years.
unbelievable.
Okay. So to that, water system updates. We continue to move forward with several long-term water system improvements focused on reducing water age, reliability, TTHM concerns. Engineering, permitting, and grant-funded projects remain underway, including working on the line replacement bids and specs for Davidson. Automatic flushers we have started installing those. Plant upgrades for the pump house and the plant itself are currently ongoing with the contractor that was awarded those items. They should be done in about 60 days. And once all of those things are done, the final step is for the DEP to issue us a permit. That should help turn over water more continuously, because we have a lot of dead-end lines, right? That helps with reducing the water's TTHM levels, and then the potassium permanganate down at the pump house. What that does is that attaches itself to organic matter, so it's easier for us to filter that out. So the longer the contact time is, the more that it pulls down and allows the plant to get to it before it gets into dechlorination and out into the system. So this has been a year and a half in the making to secure the funding, to secure the designs from the engineers, to get the bids out, and then all of the work plus the permitting. So it does unfortunately take time, but we continue to work at it. We still have several other water system projects that the design phase has been at least 2 years because the engineering is so technical for the tank, the 1 million gallon tank down at the water plant, and how that impacts the whole system. And we have several other grant requirements that we have to go through, like an environmental review for certain grant funds. There's a lot of behind the scenes things that go on with the grant applications, but the plus side of that is it reduces the cost to the residents so that we don't have to astronomically raise rates and taxes to help improve some of the water system. Finally, I wanted to mention that Tarentum was awarded the Governor's Award this year for information technology, the local government excellence in the category of technology innovation, recognizing our work integrating AMI technology, GIS mapping, leak detection, and outage and notification systems to improve utility operations. So for context, there were 9 awards this year. There's over 2,000 municipalities in Pennsylvania. We are one of 9, and I believe this is our second time in the last couple of years winning a governor's award. So good for the borough. I'd like to thank council and the staff for all the work that they do, or you, when I come to you with an idea and say, hey, I want to do something crazy, and everyone says, okay, let's look at it. So thank you. All of the other reports that we have for Allegheny County Council newsletter, the League Link, the e-newsletter from the Pennsylvania Municipal Electric Association, and the sheriff's sales items are linked and listed online. If you would like to look at them, those of you that have printout packets, all of those are in there as well. Oh, I lied, I have one last item. Eric, I'll send you a follow-up email for this, but the last council meeting, there was a discussion about ownership of bleachers.
Yes.
So we have been unable to track down where they actually came from. We had a couple of leads, we talked to some of the last people, there was some possible grant funding and things like that, but we have no definitive paperwork on that. So I guess what we need to know is, what is our process if we can't prove ownership?
Yeah, if it's declared abandoned, or what's that legal structure to go through that?
And then from there, can the municipality donate, or do we have to sell? So I know that like when we, property that we own, like the parking lot, we can't just give that away. We have to hold an auction because the price is over, so $5,000, I think, is the threshold. So if it's under that, do we still have to provide some sort of mechanism? Can we donate it? How does all of that work? So I'm unclear on that.
Shoot me an email and I'll get you the answer.
Okay,
Thank you.
now that's all I have.
I always like to brag about Trenum and everything that we do, and back to the Governor's Award. We were the only municipality that's been there 2 times in the last 3 years, I think. Walked into this big, beautiful building myself, Dwight, Michelle, Howard. Is that it, just the 4 of us? Walked into this big, beautiful building in Harrisburg, an auditorium of some sort, gorgeous. Literally people from all over the state, and we walked in, we were some of the first people in the building, and literally we had people that knew, hey, you're from Tarentum. We didn't even have our name tags or any of that. Like, we had nothing on, but recognize this man, and just some, like, it was cool. I mean, here we are in Harrisburg, 4 hours away, and we walked into this giant room, and, oh yeah, I know about you guys, so.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. And we already have our eyes on a couple other awards that,
That you're working on.
right?
Maybe.
All right, new business, actually postponed business. We don't have anything to worry about postponed business, so moving on to new business, and we're kind of light tonight, which is a good thing. Can I have a motion to pay the borough bills for the month of April 2026?
So moved.
Second.
Ray on the first, Carrie on the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously 7-0. The next one is to move $250,000 from disbursement to the capital fund. You will see the note there, moving planned electric capacity safety funds to the capital fund to maximize interest as outlined in the borough investment policy. Any questions before I ask for a motion about that? Can I have a motion to move $250,000 from disbursement to capital fund?
So moved.
Second.
Susan on the first, Maggie on the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously 7-0. The next one, can I have a motion to hire Cameron? I'm gonna butcher this. Angenetti?
Sure.
As a probationary water plant operator effective May 18th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Ray on the first, Luann on the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously 7-0. Congratulations, Cameron. Blah, 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 blah. Any questions about purchasing 2 sump pump replacements for the water plant? You'll see the total there, $10,900. I don't know if you have anything you want to add to it.
So like everything else at the water plant, things are a little bit older than they should be. We have them in the basement, so make sure that there's no flooding. One has already been broken, the other one went, so we have a temporary one there now. I would just, to be safe, like to replace both. Almost everything in the water plant has a primary and then a backup for a reason. And we are at the point, if you've been to any of these meetings in the last couple of years, that the backups have been broken for quite some time, and now the primaries are going. And so we have been systematically replacing both items for many things, whether it's a distribution pump, a sump pump, whether it's some PLCs or motors, whatever it is, to make sure that we have the backups as designed for the water plant.
All right,
So moved.
Carrie on the first,
Second.
Maggie on the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously 7-0. The next one is a discussion, Public Works vehicle motor replacement for the water truck.
So we have a water truck, so if you remember, we purchased, we have a new one, we have the older one, it's like 2018. The body itself is in good shape, the motor is bad. We've gotten some quotes that we can get it replaced for about $11,000. We have other use for that vehicle, and then later on to one of the very old vehicles that we can no longer use. Somebody put a bid on it from Municipid for $8,000, and I got the number on here, $8,000 and some odd. Hold on, sorry. $8,800. So if council agrees and approves, that $8,800 would go towards offsetting the $11,000, making it much more cost-effective for us to replace the motor and still have a very good truck that we should be able to use for at least another decade for water and public works.
Yep.
So that's my pitch.
We have no motion on that, just,
Okay.
we don't.
No,
And I don't think we can make one since it's less than, or can we?
no, you can, but it's not, it doesn't have to be right now.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that before I did anything, the council's okay with what the plan is. Because it'll take a while, we gotta get the contract signed, we gotta do all these other things. They're gonna have to do the work and everything else, so we can just wait until next council meeting for council to approve it. Because then we have to go through the process also of signing all the paperwork for the truck that is being sold. Get that money in hand first, that way we can use it to offset the money for the truck. So waiting another 3 weeks is certainly fine. The one truck has been broken down for like 2 years, so the fact that we're getting any money for it, I'm very happy about. And that should be almost all of our old equipment, except for the very last old bucket truck, which again, we have that $300,000 grant. And even then, we'll try and sell it and see if anybody wants it for parts or anything.
The next one, Eric, is what you were talking about, creating a repair order ordinance that would include notice, inspection, and a hearing process, and I think that's what you're pulling up on right now.
Yeah, so the big thing here is, so like, we can order right now under IPMC and other provisions of the law for somebody to repair or abate something. What we do not have, which was Eric and I's concern, is a formal process for an appeal due process, right? So anytime that we do anything, whether it's utilities or any of that items, we have to have a process for an appeals. So we started standardizing the appeals process. So we have since last year, we have a standardized utility appeals process, which is a 2-step process, and we have them for several other things. What we'd like to do is align this under that same process, so that everything in the borough, no matter what it is that you're appealing, is a 2-step. And so generally how it all goes is, if Mr. Bruni says something needs repaired, he issues an order to repair. If somebody wants to dispute that and says, no, I don't think it's that bad, okay. Step 1 is an administrative, so that would come back to me and Anthony. Same as utilities right now. If somebody thinks we made a mistake on a utility bill that Michelle sent out, then that'll come to me, but I am still part of administration. If they disagree with that after I provide the reasoning in writing, then step 2 would be a quasi-judicial appeal, which is in front of council, like we've done with every other items. And if they're still unhappy with that, then the third process would be them for go to the Court of Common Pleas.
Yeah, it just sets forth parameters for everyone, and I think it's good for the residents and it's good for the borough to have those set forth in place, so there's no confusion on what needs to be done or what happens when one of those orders are issued.
I like it.
Works for us, huh?
I like it. Keep working.
That's what I'm here for.
And hopefully into June, we'll have an ordinance advertised. The next one, Tri-Pack Waterline Replacement Project to William Excavating. Any questions before I read the whole motion? There is a note that is a rebid. So
Right, so if you remember previously, we rejected the bids because they were about $200,000 higher. This is much more in line with what the original projection, so the original projection from the engineers was like roughly around 300,000. So much more in line. We do have a $51,000 grant from the county to help offset the cost a little bit. We had budgeted for about $250,000 of Tarentum's money to get this done. So we'll have to add another $12,000 onto that, but we certainly have that in the capital fund. And if I've said it once, I'll say it a million times, our water lines desperately need replaced.
any questions? Can Can I have a motion to award tri-pack water line replacement project to William Excavating for $312,390 as the lowest responsible bidder?
Second.
Carrie on the first, Maggie on the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously 7-0. Another discussion, this time on the benches at Friendship Garden, which is down in Dresser.
Yeah, so one of the local churches, and forgive me, their name escapes me, I have it in my paperwork here. They would like to install some cement benches down by the Friendship Garden for people to sit and hang out. There's a very back of paper drawing here. We did ask for something a little more, so they will work on that. But essentially, what they want to do is they want to put in 2 little cement pads and then benches on top of that. Now, I was very upfront with them and said that, that at some point in the future, there is going to be work down here, including demolition and all those other things. They seem to be okay with that. At some point, you can certainly just pick up the bench and move it, but the reason that they want to put a cement pad in there is so that they can anchor the bench to the cement pad, so people can't, it's harder for it to
Disappear.
disappear, yes. I personally don't see it as an issue if they're willing and understanding that it will be torn up in the future most likely, and they want to spend that money. I don't think it's gonna materially harm the borough. But that, like everything else, that is council's prerogative. But I will get an actual location in a diagram for council to consider.
Good, I like it. Resolution 2605, questions, county hazard mitigation plan, comments?
So this is required, so Allegheny County updated their hazard mitigation plan for the first time since 2000. So this is going out to every municipality. This is some part of the process that if something were to happen in Tarentum that designates, this is what we do, this is who we contact, this is how we institute it. And it also, importantly for our purposes, if we do not sign this, then we are not eligible for grants for or reimbursement for hazard mitigation.
Any questions? Could I have a motion to adopt resolution 26-05, the county hazard mitigation plan?
So moved.
Second.
Maggie on the first, Susan on the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously, 7-0. The next one is the resolution 26-06, the thing that the one that Dwight talked about with the public works vehicle. The cost is not there, but what was it, 80-something?
$88,800 was the highest bidder. We were hoping to get 5. I was pleasantly surprised when we got 8,800. So actually the last 2 vehicles that we've sold that have been over 20 years old, we've gotten higher than we thought. So part of the benefit of putting on Municipid not only is meeting bidding requirements for the state, but it's an auction site where people bid against each other. And so if there's a need or they want it for parts or for whatever, they bid up against each other. And so it is helpful to us for that.
Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 26-06, sale of public works vehicle, resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Tarentum, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, authorizing the sale of a 1999 public works dump truck to the highest bidder?
So moved.
Second.
Is that Susan and Kevin? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously, 7-0. And finally, the last one, Anthony, do you have anything to talk about this piece of property?
Yes, this is the vacant property program. An application was received, and this was a property that the borough had demolished up on East 9th Avenue for the side yard program. It's gone through the code enforcement review, and I recommend approval for this. And that way Gavin can set up a volleyball net next to his house.
Oh, he's so excited.
More grass to cut.
Yes.
More grass to cut, yeah.
Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 26-07 VPRP, Resolution of the Borough of Trenton, County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, approving the acquisition and subsequent disposition of numerous parcels of vacant property known as block and lot number 1224-A-152 would be in accord with the comprehensive plan of Trenton Borough.
So moved. Second.
Ray and Carrie, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously, 7-0. Perfect. Mr. Pataki, ABN COG.
Okay, not a whole lot, but this summer you will see new ADA ramps going up at East 7th and Wood and East 7th and Locke. Ron Gillette was lowest bidder for $18,000. So I think this has been a 3-year deal now probably with this. So it's finally gonna get done sometime this summer with Gillette's busy schedule.
Covered through a grant as well.
That's all.
Thank you. Business Advisory Committee, Mr. Kerr.
Other than the businesses that Anthony mentioned earlier, we have the new Mini Mart, Trenton's Mini Mart, and that's the third grocery store, so to speak, in town. And there was a small business crawl, which I was unable to attend, but if anybody here was there, wants to say anything on it, on how it went or anything?
Carrie, you want to talk about it?
It's in Maggie's report. It's in Maggie's report.
Okay,
It was very good.
that's all I have.
Excellent. Kevin, back to you, Finance and Administration.
Everything's online or in Cindy's packet on her chair.
Did she get a big,
Good answer. What?
you had a nice big pack?
She's gonna read it all, report back to us.
a month.
Uh,
Meeting.
Maggie, Parks and Rec.
Yes. As Ray mentioned, the second business crawl was held on Thursday, May 7th. What the business crawl does is it focuses on Trenton businesses and brings exposure and attention to them. 12 businesses took part. Carrie, I didn't know if you did the little prize for the cards and,
Oh, there was 3. We awarded, and then all the businesses do something on their own.
nice. I wasn't able to attend either, so. The next thing, the first concert is June 4th, and it'll start at 7 p.m., featuring American Pie. Snack Shack will open at 6 p.m. New Trenton Park signs will be coming in soon. And lastly, Carrie, I didn't know if you were still looking for people for the parade on July 4th
Absolutely.
for the 250th America's birthday. If anybody's interested, if they could contact Carrie. Also, all these events are online. If you Google Trenton Borough, Trenton Rec Board, you can find all of this online. Lastly, which is not a rec board item or anything, the night market will be happening this Thursday, starting at 5 p.m., as far as I know. Also, the new store, as Anthony and Ray mentioned, Vibrations will have a soft opening that night. And I think that's it. Other than, I want to mention, if anybody doesn't mind, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you're looking for resources, I would be glad to help anybody out if they're looking for links, resources, anything like that. Being in the construction industry, this is a big month for us. Construction has one of the highest rates of suicides out of any of the trades. So just something to be aware of. If, again, anybody needs resources, there's plenty of resources out there, so that's it.
There's one other thing I forgot to give to you. The Natrona Heights, or Harrison Township has a garden stroll.
Oh.
And they ask if Trenton and Brackenridge would like to be included in that.
I think-
So it's July 18th, starting at 12, and if anybody is interested, please reach out.
I think I did see Brackenridge was advertising something.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, everybody's kind of advertising on their own. It's one stroll.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna mention, the chimney Swift towers down at have been installed. Mr. Bonner, thank you.
About done.
There's one other thing that Summit Hose is having a cookout on May 30th from 12 to 6, so support your local fire company. And I don't know where this falls under, but I just wanted to congratulate Robert Jones from Summit Hose. He is 19 years old. He's out of 280 calls in Trenton Borough. He attended 97% of them. He was awarded by Summit Hose as their firefighter of the year. He was also featured in the Valley newspaper as Faces of the Valley. So congratulations to Robert. I think that's just awesome when someone young wants to be that involved and committed to their borough.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing that. Anything else, Maggie?
I think that's
Carrie, over to you, property health and zoning.
I have nothing. Really? I already said it.
we're all
Do you want
combined.
to come up with something?
No, we're good.
No, we're okay.
Susan, over to you, public safety.
Okay, so let's see, for the month of April, fire calls were 23, representing 58 personnel hours, 166 EMS calls, representing 597 personnel hours. Training, 192 hours. We have a lot of training this year. People all the way from the top, all the way down have just been training. There's training coming up tomorrow. A couple of people are going to New York for their symposium, which is pretty cool. Year-to-date calls are 770, and 655 of those were transports. And we also participated in the Trenton Borough Easter egg hunt, the Unity Recovery Respite Program in Harrison Township, the ALUM Conference, Trenton Borough Council meetings, Earth Day, and the IKISA Board meeting in Harrison. That is all I have.
Excellent, thank you. Public Works.
They're doing a good job as usual. I'll tell you what, though, to actually see, they're not actually doing the work, but they're down there a lot. All the work that's being done at the end of my street, people need to take time and see how hard anybody that works in sewers or water lines or anything. Our guys do a great job in what they have to do. It's a lot of work. And they've been down there several times to help out the contractor. And yeah, kudos to the guys in the Public Works Department, as usual. That's it. And the rest of it's online, Cindy, but it's probably in your packet. Packet now.
Susan, back to you. Back to you,
Nothing at this time.
redevelopment, revitalization.
Nothing at this time.
Did anybody hear about a BMX shop, Corbett Street?
Is that the one that's over there
Yeah,
in
the
Corbett
bike
Street? It was
store.
the-
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not officially open yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just have
okay.
signage up.
Did the
More
little
to come.
antique store go out of business? Right there in Corbett? The one across from Blackburn's?
Asley's, yes.
It says for rent.
Yeah, it says
Yes.
for rent.
I have not got an official word on that.
Okay.
I heard that Harvest Moon tonight is going on.
Yes.
Harvest Moon in the Heights is changing their whole
Yeah.
thing. They're not gonna be, it's gonna be like
Event center.
like an event
Venue.
center, like you can have parties and.
They're keeping the
showers.
live music on Fridays,
Yeah.
but they're switching down their Trentham is gonna be open on Sundays now. They're gonna,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Which is very good news for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I thought it was gonna be the opposite.
Well, losing community in Big Lots.
Big Lots made a big
Hurts.
difference.
Oh, yeah.
And they're putting one of those,
And there's gonna be another
Trendy
coffee
coffee
shop
shop.
up there.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
tearing the building down today. I was shocked. Yeah, completely gone.
That's the one by Sheets?
Yep, yep.
yeah,
it's
like the
gone.
chicken
Tearing it
and
down
coffee,
completely.
7 Brew or something. like
Seven Brew, yeah.
I've never
Coffee
heard
that
of
much,
it.
so. It's your turn.
Mr. Kerr, utilities.
On the electric side, it was a very busy month. 6 emergency outages, replaced a broken cross arm, lost 2-phase West 6th Avenue and Center Street, blinking lights at West 9th Avenue, replaced the transformer, leads and connections. Had to deal with a West Penn Power voltage surge, blew the traffic light fuses. He had a down pole on West 12th, a cutout on West 9th, and refused cutouts due to the storm, amongst other things. Demoed pole at 4th and Worth, reconnected the power at West 8th, replaced the cutout on West 7th, finished the cross-arm transfer on West 7th, installed a timer in the Borough Building, and had to trim trees amongst other things. On the distribution side of the water, started installation on permanent flushers, planning for new smart pressure meters installation. And this week is the spring hydrant flushing, for anybody that isn't aware. So do not throw your whites in that
On your
day.
day.
That's what my wife says anyhow.
She's right.
West 7th emergency hydrant repair. On the water side, the regular maintenance, ventilation fans in our distribution drives 1, 2, and 3 River Pump Drive. As far as processed water, 29.02 million gallons. And for the Bonner report,
You're never gonna live that down, Jim. It's just, you may as well just accept that now.
that equals to 3.71 billion ounces. Now, in Pittsburgh, on the North Shore, they had doings a weekend or two ago called the NFL Draft. And as far as I could find, they sold water in bottles, 24-ounce bottles. So that would make 154,583,333 bottles. There are 805,000 people estimate that attended this function. So that was enough for each person to buy 192 bottles. So
I was gonna buy beer, $18 a piece.
if they only bought one bottle, it's $7 is what the sign I found online said. They would take in $5,635,000. Now, if it cost $2 a bottle, they still took in $4,025,000 in water alone. We got that figured out, Scott? Was that right?
Raise our
You
prices.
lost me like 3 sentences back.
In other words,
Gallons ago. They made a lot of water.
in other words, if you go to any professional event, anywhere, eat and drink before you get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't afford
Yeah.
going.
We do that even before we go to the zoo. We drink before you go.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, Gavin, you're up. You're officially on there with an official report.
He's like, well, what? Not to be on the spot or
Right, that'd be on
anything.
the spot. It better not be posted online because
I would also like to shed some light on a few things coming up. Saturday, May 16th, as we should all know, is Armed Forces Day, as we celebrate and remember those who currently serve in both active and reserves for all of our military personnel. Upcoming, we have National EMS Week from May 17th to Saturday, May 23rd, as we continue to remember and appreciate those who help us out on our worst of days. And then Brackenridge is hosting their annual Memorial Day event on the 25th with, of course, presence from Highlands Varsity Marching Band, we're making an appearance and we're playing some of our military selection of songs and stuff. Great event. It's going to be a beautiful day. Hopefully people show out, and hopefully as we're all celebrating, we stay safe out there as well.
What time's that start, do you know?
I have no clue.
What time do you have to be
Right
there?
now.
It's early.
What time do you have to be there?
Yeah, when they tell them.
It's like
It's
before
kind of like
lunch,
2 weeks
something
ago.
like that.
Probably around
Mom's back here shaking her head.
11 o'clock in the morning.
It's usually early.
Yeah.
They have to be there at 11:15,
Yeah.
so does it maybe start at 12?
Probably.
The event
Probably.
was at 12:30,
12.
around then, 12:30.
Be there for 12 just in case, everybody.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, she'd
There was a
be- yeah, she'd
flyover
be
yesterday, yesterday. Last year, there was a flyover.
Yeah.
As far as I know, yes. There will be.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir.
Cool.
That brings us to our second citizens comment section of the evening. Again, this one is open to anything that is on your mind as a resident or a taxpayer of the borough. Reminder, there is a 3-minute time limit. We ask that you please stand, state your name and address for public record. Again, anything that is on your mind as a resident or taxpayer of the borough. And then one last reminder, it is a citizens comment section. It is not a Q&A back and forth. So just putting that out there. We will start with you and snake around the room.
Cynthia Kramer, 541 East 9th Avenue, Tarentum. I just want to thank everyone who's in this room participating in our local government, whether in an official capacity or as members of the community, because this is what makes it all go, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for organizing the Earth Day cookout, cleanup with Mr. Bonner over here. My son loves his empty cool bottles that you gave him, so
Oh, I forgot to bring it. I'll bring that.
Oh,
he'll
man.
take them. But thank you both for putting all that together and letting me cook hot dogs. It was fun. You're up.
What?
I asked my question ahead of time, so it was answered.
It's online now.
And I have reading.
Jeez.
Thank you, Dwight and Kevin, for all my paperwork.
I'm coming back.
Jim Bonner, 1120 Stewart Street. The new Bonner report is, while working on the chimney swift towers, red-eyed vireos, and yellow warblers, and even a blue-eyed vireo was down in the marina. And up on the hill, up at Bakerstown Road, Baltimore Orioles, rose-breasted grosbeaks, and wood thrush galore. We are in peak migration time, so get out and enjoy it.
I've seen the Orioles.
And
I've
the
seen
Orioles,
Orioles.
good. And Saturday was World Migratory Bird Day, and was able to hang the graphics on the Chimney Swift Tower down in the
Nice.
marina. And tomorrow, we'll be hanging it up on Bakerstown Road. And Bob, if you're around, we'd love to get a picture of you helping to hang the signs. That would be great. I do want to thank Mayor Lang for helping with this, as well as a couple of the volunteers from Rachel Carson Trail Council. And a shout out to Brad and a couple of the other guys from Public Works who helped raise the top piece on both of the towers. Would not have done it without them. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Young lady, all the way in the back.
I'd like to thank you for my reading.
There's a book report due tomorrow.
I'll grill you just like I grilled Shane back here. Sir, you're up next.
Zachary Brucker. I live on 9th Avenue. I'm just here to carry on from my last time I was here.
Wait, Mr. Brucker, I don't want to interrupt you, so I'll give you your time. What's your address is what on 9th Avenue?
624.
Okay, thank you, go ahead.
No problem. I just want to follow up on the last time. So I reached out to the mayor. We don't leave that. To make a complaint. I got a phone call back asking if I'm going to take accountability for what I got arrested for. I just want to reiterate, I'm making a complaint on an officer. It is separate issues. I don't understand the fundamental flaw here of me just making a complaint, and what I do or what I got arrested for is nothing about a complaint. Speeding from a police officer is separate. You asking me if I'm going to take accountability for what I did is inappropriate. It was a complaint. Nice and simple. I don't understand what's so hard about it. It's checks and balances in the government, is it not? I don't understand. It was a simple complaint. Calling me and asking me if I'm gonna take accountability, again, is just inappropriate. I don't understand what the big deal is. I don't understand why it's so hard. You're about to talk. Don't. It's not a Q&A. Stop. It's just a joke. It's laughable how messed up a complaint was. I made a complaint. I got not taken seriously, not written anything down. I got called, asked if I'm gonna take accountability. I got Miss Maggie Smith coming at me last meeting when I brought it up. This is all a joke. It was a simple complaint. I don't understand how hard it is. Does nobody make a complaint to superiors? Is it that hard? Is it not supposed to just be, okay, I'll look into it? No, I'm not supposed to get called and asked if I'm accountable. Are you guys accountable? Obviously not. Nobody's being accountable. You guys are just kicking it down the road. It's crazy. My time. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you for your comment.
Close the door.
Grab it.
Sorry,
Kevin's
I had to
mom,
say-
you're up. Sorry, I don't remember your first name.
Kevin.
Kevin's mom.
Kevin's mom.
You didn't take the full 3 minutes.
She don't want to say nothing now.
We're good. We're good. Thank you.
Have anything at Crystal, 632 East 9th Avenue. But thank you for approving your part of the process so that I can extend my family's property. My family's been there since the 40s, so I'd like to continue to be a part of the borough and school district, everything, so thank you.
We're thankful that Gavin's gonna cut the grass
I was
now.
gonna say,
I'm gonna learn, yes.
He's gonna learn.
It's gonna be a lot.
excellent. Mr. James,
Some police, fire, and EMS recognition and history. We mentioned May. Armed Services, Memorial Day, mental health. This week is currently National Police Week. So we remember our brothers in blue and honor the 111 police officers killed in the line of duty last year. Last weekend, the first weekend in May, is National Fallen Firefighters Memorial, centered around the National Fire Academy in Emmitsburg. And we remember the 95 firefighters killed in the line of duty in 2025. And as Gavin said, next week is National EMS Week, which was started in 1974 by President Ford.
That's the year I got married. I know you weren't born yet.
what year was that?
74.
No, I wasn't born yet. I was close.
I hate you.
I was born early in 75, so I was probably, I was close.
I was
Sorry, the
born
back?
in 74.
Anything? What month were you married?
February,
Oh, no, I wasn't even.
on my birthday.
Wasn't even thought of.
Got married on my
February.
birthday.
Give me a chance to respond.
All right. Anything for the good of the order, questions, comments, concerns, before I ask for a motion at 7:06 PM?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned at 7:06.